The idea that there is a ceasefire, I don't even really want to talk about it because we all know it's bullshit. It's not going to last. It never does. It's always a sleight of hand. It's always a misdirect. This is exactly what is happening. Trump announces, well, listen, there's a ceasefire in Lebanon and voices confidence an Iran deal will follow. Yes, totally. It's going to follow.
Because he's so desperate.
Yeah. A pause in hostilities between Israel and Hezbollah. The Iran-backed paramilitary Hezbollah, the Iran-backed paramilitary group in Lebanon, could help pave the way for a peace deal with Tehran. You want to go back and forth?
Well, I mean, we could, I don't know how long the article is. We could read the points here. So, ceasefire deal. U.S. President Donald Trump announced a 10-day ceasefire in Lebanon that would pause fighting between Israel and Iran-backed Hezbollah beginning at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Netanyahu said Zio-held forces will not withdraw from southern Lebanon as they observe the truce.
And there it is.
And a leading Hezbollah official warned the group reserves the right to respond to the attacks. So already we're saying there's a ceasefire, but Israel's not going to withdraw their troops. So
there is no ceasefire.
Not a ceasefire. It's just
flurry of diplomacy. Trump said a White House meeting between Israel and Lebanon could take place within 2 weeks. Yeah, because, no fighting will happen over the course of that time. The conflict with Hezbollah has been a key sticking point in negotiations on the U.S.-Iran war. Trump voiced confidence Thursday, of course, that a deal with Tehran will come soon, saying another round of talks could take place this weekend.
U.S. military activity. U.S. officials said troops in West Asia are rearming and stand ready to resume combat if Iran negotiations fail. The U.S. is maintaining a naval blockade in the region. Yeah, not going so well.
Unbelievable.
Iran's parliament speaker says Tehran will approach Israel-Lebanon ceasefire with caution, as well they ought to. See, the Iranians don't believe a word that comes out of our lying, filthy mouths. The only reason that the Iranians go to the talks is because it's for their own people to know that they're at least doing what they could do. But they know they can't talk to us. They specifically said they don't want to talk to Kushner and Witkoff. And so we send them back. Well, no, but we send them back, and we send them with little JD puppet Vance, who can't get through an entire negotiation meeting without calling his sugar daddy BB on the phone.
I mean,
so the Iranians were there to negotiate.
I mean, you want to talk about an absolute embarrassment? I mean, you want to talk about a faceplant of, ruining whatever chances you thought you had in running for president proportions?
Why do you think they sent him? Why do you think they sent him?
Well, I think that, I don't even know if it's necessarily that they think Vance is a lightweight. I think that they just don't trust him enough that he will fully be on board with continuing the Israel first policies that they know that Rubio will absolutely continue with. And I think that that's what it really comes
down to. I just think that Vance is a sacrificial. They don't give a fuck either way. He's collateral. I think that he was somebody that the Iranians have not yet been offended by, so that was safe. He went there with zero authority to negotiate, which is the most pussy thing you could fucking do, because the Iranians came to do business. Not one of them had to pick up and make a phone call.
Yeah, really.
They actually had the authority to negotiate. By the way, anything I say regarding that is directly from Professor Morandi, okay? Because that's my source. That is who I trust.
Reveal your source, but hey.
Everybody knows Professor Morandi. Everybody watches him. Well, they should if you don't. So I know that the Iranians were there ready to negotiate and had the authority to do so. And JD Vance is there with his two little babysitters, Kushner and Witkoff, and had to keep leaving the room to make calls. Then they left the room saying, we're going to resume talks. And then they just left and never came back. That's what happened.
The fact that the vice president of the United States is dealing directly with Netanyahu Milikowski, bless you, that he is the boss. I mean, what does that not say? It can't be more obvious. They're all dog walked.
I agree, Travers. He is. Travers, are you bearded? I didn't picture that. Anyway.
And I also want to put another thing out there, that if you truly think there is any chance,
love me some Nima.
if you think that there is any chance that there is actually a ceasefire, period, just remember, this is Israel right now in southern Lebanon, and this is how they're treating people. This is how they're treating civilians. They are using a.
Wait a minute. Are these Lebanese people in a garbage truck?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I'm pretty sure it's Lebanon, or southern, was someplace in southern Lebanon, and they are keeping them like cattle inside a dump truck. A dump truck. They're so damn proud of themselves. They really are. Which is, like I said, our objective here in the States is that we have to continue. And this is why the whole idea, I mean, again, I understand you don't want to be on Capitol Hill, but to me, the whole point of having a conduit, having relationships with people on the Hill is it's the eye of the hurricane. It's a central meeting place. It's where people understand where things are. More and more people need to understand that this is what is going on, and this is how we're involved. And I don't care if the reason that people say we shouldn't be involved in Israel anymore is because they don't want their tax dollars going there. Whatever the reason is that rallies the most amount of people so we can break their stranglehold, that's all that matters to me. That's really
Wanker Tanker, these people are worse than Nazis. They're worse than Nazis. They are. So take that how you want.
Just tries to get up and get off. He's like, Chuck, get down. Let me show you how tough I am.
That's all this is. All this is an exercise in shame and embarrassment. That's all they're trying to do is demean them. That's what this is about. There's no logical reason for this.
No.
There's no logical. There's no safety reason. There's no nothing. This is literally just to dehumanize, demean, embarrass them. That's what it's for.
Correct.
Do you have any this or this? I know what we're showing. So we need to know the background of this video, because I feel like we shouldn't be showing this if you don't know what it is exactly that we're showing. Clearly, there's a bunch of people in a garbage truck.
Give me 1 second.
We don't know where.
Will you hang on a minute, please? Disturbing footage. Excuse me. I was mistaken. Disturbing Israeli footage of 60 Palestinians being inhumanely crammed and transported into Israeli custody using a waste disposal rubbish truck. That's what they're doing. Now,
thank you, Joey. Oh, yeah, they're not Lebanese. I don't know how you can tell from the picture, but
no, I had misread one of the clips. So
no, not you. I'm surprised that he knew that they were. Maybe he saw the story, but
yeah. Well, again,
it doesn't matter who it is either. Like, it doesn't really matter who it is, because there's really nobody that should be being in that. Like,
this is how they. And again, if some people died in there, who cares? Who cares? I want them all dead. They're just, yeah.
Israel's a shithole. Imagine living there surrounded by Israelis. Jay, I had to leave Florida because there are too many Israelis. So, no, I can't be in the same state as those people. I'll get high.
Get rid of all of them.
All of them. Make them go away. Make them go away. I think we should send them to Epstein's Island. Epstein likes them. I'm sure they'd be welcome there.
Well, you think he's still around? Maybe he is.
I do. Epstein's not dead, and Ghislaine Maxwell's not in prison. And you know, if people want to think that, all the power to him. I never believed he was dead in the first place, and I surely don't believe it now. And whoever that was that they paraded to pretending to be her at that hearing that wasn't her. So I don't know, but no. So yeah, no, Epstein is probably still on Epstein's Island. Maybe alternates between there and Tel Aviv, although Tel Aviv doesn't seem so safe. But yeah, I think Jeffrey Epstein lives on Jeffrey Epstein's Island.
Again, whatever will happen after we get them out of our crosshairs.
I have been to Zio Hell. I spent a summer there in 1987. And I spent, yeah, I have been there. I have family there.